Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to my live video here on Facebook. I appreciate you being here, whether you're here live or whether you are here watching on replay here over on Facebook, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube. Now, before I get into today's project, I want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed and you like what you see today, or you haven't liked my page on Facebook, please do so. You'll keep up to date with all the happenings in my Stampin' Up! World, and all the news, all the tips, all the tricks, all of those things. And I'm now, well, I think I'm about 180 people away from being able to go live on Facebook. So variety is the spice of life, and I know a lot of you girls, live on YouTube rather, I know a lot of you girls love watching live YouTube videos, so I'd love to be able to go live over there, and I need 1,000 subscribers. So today, if you have seen my sneak peek photo, 3 stamp sets. We have, oh, I almost had to craft a lunch out of my hand. We have Jar of Flowers. Hey Martine, thanks for joining. We have Lots to Celebrate. And we have In the Pines. So we are making a Christmas card, and we are doing a left of center Christmas card. Now this card has been blogged. This blog went up on the 3rd of October. It was part of my Stampin' Sisters tutorial bundle for this month. Now this is a blog hop card. Sorry. This is a blog hop card, so this is a sneak peek to the tutorial, and I am playing with snow globes. Hey Carol, hey Emma, hey Linda. So as I said in my sneak peek photo, alternative use for your jars. So this is where I am going with this, and we are going to make one complete card, and I have another card to embellish, another card to glue together, and we'll make one. So I've got a couple of cards in lots of different states of being put together, and I have one complete one. So let's get into the card making. If you do want to purchase any of the products I am using today, unless I state otherwise, the products are available in my store. I have my store link and my hostess code in the description box, so it's all there ready to rock and roll. When I post this project, hopefully tomorrow night, I will have a specific link to the actual project supply list, but at the moment you've got the link to my general store. Heaps of you have popped in. Thank you so much. Hello Norlinga, thanks for joining. Hello Miss Cindy, hello Miss Jeannie. Thank you so much for joining. So if you guys are ready, you can have a look at my messy desk while I flip around, get my replay video up, and we are, fingers crossed, hoping Facebook likes us today and we don't all get kicked off 50 bazillion times, because that's what it felt like last week. And I don't think I have a lawnmower man. I don't think there are any arborists in the area. We may hear birds today because it has been raining for like 3 days. We had a lot of rain and a lot of flooding, not directly near me, but in my local area, because we got about a week's worth of rain in one day. But all is good. I was able to drive everywhere I could this morning, but as per usual, our area, oops, sorry, I'll let you not see what I just knocked over there. As usual, our little area either gets nothing or everything. So it's a rather funny little ecosystem. Oops. Oh, a funny little ecosystem that we live in our area. Come on. And there we are. Everything is straight. Okay. We're looking good. Oh, don't need to see my laptop charging cable there. Jam that behind that box. How are we looking, girls, while I go turn off the light? I shall see how we're looking. Light is off, shadows are gone, and I finally feel like I can breathe after last week. Last week was a bit of a deadline city kind of week, and I only have one actual deadline and 2 self-imposed deadlines by the end of the week. So I'm feeling pretty good, and one of those deadlines is sending out birthday cards. Let me see if I can find my live videos so I can actually see what everyone's saying to me, because I've now sat down and I can't see, and we are not quite straight. Let's see if that works. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Jeannie, for sharing over in Denise's group. I truly appreciate that. So if anyone has popped in, please say hi. Now, these are the colours we're using in our card today. We have Pool Party, Mossy Meadow, Cherry Cobbler and Smoky Slate. And the theme for the Stampin' Sisters tutorial, which is 15 Australian dollars, and you get 5 card tutorials, and this month's theme is traditional Christmas. So I've chosen traditional colours, and snow globes are pretty traditional. Even here in Australia, we do like a good snow globe, so I created the snow globe out of the upside down jar in Lots to Celebrate, and I added the lid from Jar of Flowers, and then on the inside I added, yes, I use snowflakes because it's a snow globe. I do use snowflakes occasionally. Hello, Miss Kelly from your armchair. So just to prove, I do use snowflakes. And the trees, and it's these 2 friends from In the Pines. And the paper I have used, and I have nearly finished, is whole 6x6. Sorry, I've got the burps at the moment. They're a bit silent, but my voice goes funny and I'm dropping the paper on the ground. This is the 'Tis the Season paper, or should I say the bits I have left. So you've got lots of different patterns here, and some of which I can't even show you because I have run out of those. Oh, I only drop one pattern, those bits of paper, but 6x6 pack, awesome patterns. A lot of the A-side patterns coordinate really well with products such as the Cherish the Season set, and there's also one with Awesome Trees that coordinates with In the Pines from the mini catalogue. Hey Deborah, oh thank you for doing that. Jean, I appreciate the sharing. Oh, you're not late. I haven't even started card making, Donna. You are perfectly on time. So I'm kind of gonna leave the stamp sets like that. I might try and put the colours in there, see how we go, and then that leaves me, I think, enough room. Now the other product I have used is the stitch rectangles to cut out, oh, I've got crap everywhere. This white piece is our shimmery white cardstock, so I'm going to see if we can get that shimmer, and I have used the wonderful gems, which truly are wonderful because they have gold glitter encased in them. So they're the products I've used, but mostly stamps. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of that, 2 pieces of that. Getting myself all organised. Okay. Everyone saw that happening again, didn't they? I'll leave it there for a few minutes, but as I start using ink, I think I'll have to pop them off to the side. So that one's already done. And this one is the one I have to embellish so that everyone knows all my bits are going inside my half-finished card. Please remember, because I may forget. And that is the finished card we're working from. Right, we are now know where we're going. All set. Now, because I've made this card in team meeting and in my most recent class, I, of course, as always, made a jig using the Stamparatus. And this plate is in the wrong place because I just popped it on. So I did have a jig for the lid, but the lid fell off the plate and it didn't work. So what I had previously done is stamped on this piece of shimmery white cardstock. So I placed the stamp on the paper, picked it up with the Stamparatus. That is not in a good place, but you know what? It's handmade and we're going to go for it. And stamped each layer, not removing the stamps off. That's not too bad. It's a bit crooked, but you know, handmade and all. Yeah, it's not removing the stamp. So then I marked the corner where the jig goes and where the plate with the particular jar goes. So then I knew. How lovely seeing you, Shelley. Yes, I knew you'd be happy with the Stamparatus, Kelly. Now, my big top tip, when you use the Stamparatus, and we're using our smoky slate, I've just done what I didn't need to do. I did not need to ink up the screw lid part because we're using the lid. You need to make sure every time you use this is that the jig is back up firmly in the corner, because it does actually make a difference. So I've already done this lid, or the body, sorry, the body of the jar, just using my chamois to take off the excess ink. And we're going to be smart and close our ink pads on the way. Otherwise, we might have a disaster as we go around. Yes, that was that ink pad flying across the room. Okay, back on my craft desk. Now, because I set up both jars on the same plate, I'm going to take this off. So all I do is bring it up to 90 degrees. It comes out of its slot. And I'm going to flip it over. Now, this jar that is in the Jar of Flowers set is actually a reversible set. So the jar outline is one side of the stamp, and then the inside of the jar is the other side of the stamp. So I'm going to explain, because I have both stamps together. So the stamp we just used, you can see this raised part here is the stamping edge, and then the photopolymer flares out. Yet with, and that's from the Lots to Celebrate set. But with the Jar of Flowers jar, it has a very, very straight edge. So you can use both sides of the stamp, and these are called reversibles. I know, I love that too. Hello, Mr. Linda. Thank you for joining. Yes, I love them too. So even though I have everything lined up, I still, as my layers go, I still pop it down to make sure it is lined up. Now, this is not going to be perfect. There is a bit of our pool party that will lap. Look what I just did. That will lap over the jar. I'm wearing blue jeans for a reason, hey. Now, this is actually stamped off. Okay, and I'm actually going to give it a really good, long, nice stamp off. So I've just got a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to stamp that off because I really do want a nice light version. And I'm making sure, because it's a solid stamp, I get all the areas, and getting where this screw top area is, I'm not so worried about, because we're going to be stamping the lid in that area. That's possibly a bit lighter than what I want. So what I might do is ink this up again and just build my layers, and that's okay. And you can do this layer before or after you do the trees. It doesn't matter. That's a bit nicer. Bit more happy with that layer. So by going lighter, I'm able to build 2 layers that is still lighter than me stamping 1 layer of pool party. Now at this stage, I'm going to pop this out, and we're finished with the Stamparatus. And I can now put this jig in my recycling, and I will deal with those stamps later. Kelly is going to kill me, but I am look, I'll see how I go with the sentiment. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm going to grab my Lots to Celebrate stamp set, and at this stage I'm going to do my Snowflakes. And these are pretty easy to do, and it's just because I have my pool party open. Grab a clear block. Now, because these snowflakes are so spaced out, so I get 1 complete stamping there, and then I'm going to clean it off, and I'm going to ink up just 3. So 1, 2, 3 on this side, and I'm actually going to do them upside down. I am going to pop them in just like that. So I haven't had, I want to do these original ones again, because these ones turned out so beautiful and dark. Now, it doesn't matter if they're not perfect, but I did like them. Okay, I'm happier with that. Even though they're a bit blurred, they're just moving in the snow globe. And we've got our built-in shimmer already in the shimmery white paper. So we are all finished with our pool party. Now I'm going to move on to our Mossy Meadow leaves. Now, I have recently re-inked this, and I don't know how, but everyone in the meeting did say how dark the ink pad was. So I am going to just make sure my ink is nice and even, because this was terribly dry for my team meeting, but terribly juicy. No, sorry, terribly dry for my customers. And really juicy for my team meeting. So I can't win at the moment. Sorry, just grabbing my baby wipe here to wipe my bone folder. So I keep this bone folder specifically for re-inking or anything to do with my ink pads, because a lot of people use a spoon. I just happen to use a bone folder. Okay, so our trees from In the Pines. Thank you. Yes, Lots to Celebrate is current, Kelly. It is in the mini catalogue and it's about 3/4 of the way through. I can grab that catalogue momentarily and tell you exactly what page it is on. So just let me pop these on blocks so they don't stick to something else and we lose them, because hey, that's a possibility. So I love the greetings in the Lots to Celebrate as well. Let's grab that catalogue and just move this ink pad for a second and we'll go into our catalogue at a glance. I love this section. Where is it? Lots to Celebrate, page 64. So it's actually right at the back. So there it is in the catalogue, the Lots to Celebrate, and it is a $1 Million Achievers stamp set. So Susie Wood helped design that as part of her perks as $1 Million Achiever. So that's a bit exciting. I like seeing what they come up with. So we are going to stamp our trees. So I think because I was told this ink pad was terribly wet, I thought I'd try it out first. So I want to stamp my background for my tree first, and because this stamp, I'll show you close up, it has lots of dots in it, so it gives you a lighter watercolor image in a stamping. So then we're going to grab our second step, which is our bold outline, except I've done it wrong because I was chatting with you girls. So for this image, like this one here, I don't want to ink up the stem. I just want to ink up the top and then lay it over, because we can see through it just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then for the second tree, we can have it the full tree, and we want them to have the same bottom, that they end on the same line, because that's going to be the bottom where our jar lid goes, which I will need to grab out back out that smoky slate. Okay, and do our middle. And I have realised I may want a teeny snowflake just over here, but I can add that at the end. So we can do our tweaking at the end. So that's our trees done inside our snow globe. You use a bone folder too. I don't know. I've lost bone folders at the moment, and I think while I've got you here, I'll add bone folders to my list while I'm thinking about it, because I thought about it the other day. See, I put silicone mats in because we were talking about that last video. Bone folders. Right, added to the list of things to purchase. Done. Great. Next I'm going to go through with the cherry. Oh, sorry for making a bit of a ruckus there. Going to grab our Season's Greetings from In the Pines, and I'm going to give Kelly a complete heart attack and not use the Stamparatus. It'd be a bit hard to use the Stamparatus for the trees, but I could have done this, but during my class I did use the Season's Greetings twice, so it was a little harder to keep it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I wanted to do a twist on a traditional Christmas, and I did use the right colours, but I just saw snow globes as quite traditional. I had family members of mine that owned snow globes, so for me it's a bit of a childhood memory, snow globes. Now my theory with this sentiment is it's handwritten, so if you don't stamp it completely straight, it doesn't matter. I have a lurker at the door. Yes, Mr. Woodbridge.
Is the baby on the treadmill going to be too noisy?
Shut the door, please. Sorry, he's about to go on the treadmill, so he's shutting the door so we don't hear the beeping of the treadmill. Isn't he a sweet man? Sometimes. Perfect. I thought that was pretty good stamping. Look, the centering could be better, but, you know, handmade and all. So now we just need to go back in with our lid, which, as I said, I had set up on Stamparatus and it fell off because it stuck to something. So we ended up just hand cutting it. Now that is from Jar of Flowers. So we've used this stamp and we'll just use the jar lid. So I love how customizable these jars are. Just with the 2 stamp sets, you can do so much with both jar images. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, keep going here. And I need a little block, using all the little blocks today. Grab back out the Smoky Slate, and I'm not sure, I think I used Smoky Slate on this one. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't matter. Whether I use Basic Grey or Smoky Slate, they both look fantastic. So stamp it off and check on a scrap piece. Lovely. Now, just going to look through this. You can see my head for a second. Leave it there for a few seconds for the ink to absorb. Done. Done. I'm so done. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Now I just want to go in and add some single snowflakes in the same way we added them before, and I'll be really happy with that. So it's a lot of bitsy stamping, but I do think the final product makes up for it. And Kelly will be really impressed that I didn't shake right. Okay, so this teeny one just here, and clean that off because they're all different patterns. So we can add, I might add this one again just up here, and I think we're good. Yep, really happy with that. Really, really happy. And of course with the lots to celebrate, I'll show you how it's actually meant to be in this jar. Okay, all ink pads are closed. So in the lots to celebrate, these 2 pieces are meant to go together, and the snowflakes hang in the jar from the lid. So you stamp the image once in the middle, and then you put the strings and that goes in between the other images. So that's how it's designed to be used. I've just done alternative use. Okay, pop all of these up here out of my way. Don't need my scrap piece anymore. Now I just need to do my assembling. So I've grabbed two different patterns of, I've used our buffalo check and just a stripe, and just to show you the other side of that, nice pine leaves, feathers, and the holly. And then this one's more of a shaded spruce, and this one is more mossy meadow, and they're the cherry cobbler and the real red backs of those. So we've got a nice colour variety in that paper. Gotta laugh. I shook the other day and a stamp pad flew. Well, look, we all do it, Kel. Hey, Margaret, thanks for joining and sharing. Yes, exactly, Delinda. Ta-da! So, yes, we have got to laugh. Yes, I love the greens too. And even this piece on the, even though we've used the mossy meadow, they still go really well together. Okay, so this piece goes directly onto whatever green pattern everyone was given. Now, in my original card, I did cut the green 'Tis the Season paper with the next size up stitch rectangle die. For cutting up purposes, I couldn't get two pieces out of a 6x6 paper. So with all my subsequent cards, this layer is hand cut, and it doesn't make much of a difference because you can't really see the stitch detail in my original card. So it doesn't make too much of a huge difference, but if you wanted that perfect layer, you can die cut it using the stitch rectangles in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, or Clem as he is known in my household. And so funny, I said, oh David, for the team meeting on the weekend, don't forget to grab Clem. And he just knew who I was talking about, the crafty man in my life. Although David's very good at using Clem and embossing. Now, I've got two thick Whisper White card fronts here, and I'll grab my non-inky bone folder and score these. Yes, they do, don't they, Kel? I was quite impressed because I designed the card and then I decided to do it in class, and I was really just flying by the seat of my pants. Oh, this is a bit crushed on the back. Oh well, it will be fine in the envelope. We'll make sure the crush bit goes to the back. Okay, so now we're just going to pop our patterns, and many of the girls use this alternative pattern, depending on what theirs was. They like to buck the system and turn over the paper that I give them, and hey, I'm totally cool with that. I'm just presenting it the way that I designed it, which is cool. So how many of you own these 3 stamp sets? Are you going to try and design your own snow globes? Yeah. Right, because I was pretty chuffed when I did this. I went, oh, that looks so cool. Because it's a bit hard. So don't forget, anyone in the world can order the card tutorial for $15 It's not this card you will get. It is a card like this. There is a sneak peek up here on Facebook. The sneak peek is in my header along with the sneak peeks from everyone else's tutorial. And in November will be our last card tutorial of the year. We're giving ourselves December off because it's a bit of a crazy time of year. I'm not even doing team swaps in December, nor are we having a team meeting. We're meeting at the very end of November, having a bit of a get together and celebration. Okay, dimensionals, and my scissors. So I'm going to go a touch dimensional heavy because, as always, I don't want saggy middles. The jar sets haven't spoken to you. Have I changed your mind, Cindy, today? Given you that alternative use that might spark an interest for you. I'm happy to sway you, Delinda. Enabling is my favourite kind of thing to do. Oh, what are the 3 sets? They're here, Margaret. Lots to celebrate, jar of flowers, and in the pines. Which are the 3 sets I used to make this card. And they're all very versatile, all by themselves. Because the In the Pines you can use for straight masculine cards. You can use it just for thinking of you cards. So many things you can use them for. And I have shown many things, and I have got many more cards to share. I've got quite a few cards kind of queued up, waiting in the wings to share with you girls at the moment. Maybe on the lots to celebrate. Okay, it's good. It's sort of the most simple, and you've got with the lots to celebrate, you've got love, flowers, stars, leaves, snowflakes, and then you've got all those extra sentiments that makes it incredibly versatile. Where the jar of flowers is probably more versatile in a flower way, but it has no sentiments. The jar of flowers set. I'll show you that in a sec while I do this. It's good. I've got lots to talk about with these stamp sets because I truly do love them. And I wasn't going to get the lots to celebrate. And then, do you know what sold me? The difference between having a plain jar and having this jar sold me on the jar of flowers and the fonts in the sentiments. So the jar of flowers I do like because you've got your half jar and then you've got your full jar, which I like. I might put this one on this one to make it different. So I like that you've got that. I love that you've got a straw. So this piece here is actually a straw. So you can make it a drink. So what you could do is pop your mason jar back around there and then half fill it with the solid piece of your half jar and then pop a straw in it. And you've got the perfect drink. And I like that you've got a lid, but I like that these flower pieces can be used totally and utterly individually. So totally individually. So in the pines, while I'm going, this is, I don't know, can I talk and craft? Yet to be decided. So in the pines, your sentiments are thinking of you and season's greetings. You've got a bit of snow. Now, that bit of snow I'd use more as a texture, not necessarily use as snow, but I proved my point today. That's okay, Barbara. You can watch the replay later. You can, yeah, I'd use it as, even like as a texture on the ground under the trees, you could use it. And the dies that come with this in the pine set, don't put it on upside down, is fantastic. And I didn't take that piece off. As I flipped it, I always check to see all the pieces have a sheen. And you've got this plain piece, which is just like a dead tree. So if you're doing a scene, that tree would certainly add a lot to your scene. It just adds that natural, we're in the woods and not all the trees are alive kind of look. Okay, so we've got that one. Pop on this one, and then we've got embellishing to do with our wonderful gems, which are truly wonderful. And I'm going to have to open a new pack while I make these, because I'm almost out of the clear ones, which means I'm going to have to find a project to use up all my red ones. So that might be like a use it up video, because hey, I've got to use it up. It's just not in my use it up box. So how's everyone going with your holiday cards? Do you make Christmas cards and send them in the mail or hand deliver them to neighbours? Oh, please excuse my digestion there. That was a bit loud. I hope the camera, for my sake, didn't pick it up, and knowing me, of course it did. Okay, 2 and 3 cards to embellish. And if you were the gems, you would be hiding under there. Okay, so in my original card, oh, the other thing about In the Pines that I love is you can use the outlines and the fill pieces separately. You don't need to use them together. That's what I love, that I have used all these pieces separately on a card that I'm going to share in the next week or so, as well as using them together like we have today, or you can use the outlines totally by themselves as well. Okay, right, let's add all our red pieces first, and I'm going to use my take your pick tool. So 1, and these are translucent as well, so they're not opaque, which I love. So 1, 2, 3 with that, and let's go 1, 2, 3, and I've used a little one. And they go on the floor. Oh. So I have one little one left here, and this is where I said I'm going to have to grab. Oh. Okay, someone pop it on a sticky bit that someone has left behind. Pop that there, and let me find another pack, because oh, this is my last pack. Last pack. Never nice. Mail and hand deliver with a box of cookies. I like that. Or you've sent out your Halloween cards and you're on to making Thanksgiving. And Barbara, do you make Christmas ones as well? Oh, I got a very special delivery yesterday. I got my own box of sunshine in the mail yesterday, which was nice. I don't make many Christmas cards. I used to make 100 for school. Then however many I needed. Fair enough. Fair enough. So the extra special people get them now. Donna, I like that. Okay. Pop this one here. Pop. And all these gems are really bespoke because they've all got varying amounts of glitter in them, which makes them extra cool because you never know which one you're going to use. And you can pick and choose which ones you want to use on which projects. So I just wanted to use the mix of clear and red. Okay, that is our 3 cards embellished. And now I'm going to put all, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip this sheet off the backing. Oh, right. I used my dwindling finger muscles there. So, pop these in here. Otherwise, I'll never find them again. Always put them in the sleeve so I know where they are. And let's get out all the things I have used to remind you what I have done today. So I'm going to leave the original card there. These 3 cards, just for the moment, can go to the side, but that's the one we made today. I just can't get it to sparkle. This one, I don't know. One's more sparkly than the rest. Bizarre. So they are the 3 stamp sets I've used. I have used the stitched rectangle dies, the wonderful gems, the 'Tis the Season paper, which you can see right there, and these 4 colours. So I didn't go overboard, but I definitely went traditional. Yes, I totally had all your red gems, Cindy. All my fault, totally. I humbly apologise. So stamp sets, and we did an extra 3 cuts in varying states of needing to do stuff with. I think that's all I used. It's not terribly heavy in lots of different supplies, but we did use 3 stamp sets. How have I done for time today? Girls, I cruised. I absolutely cruised. I'm very impressed with myself. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to give you girls a choice for Thursday's video. Oh no, there's only one. You can do a scraps card, or, which is what everyone made, we can do a scraps card, or we can do a metallic embossed card. So I'll let you leave your votes on this video, and that will determine what we do on Thursday together. Oh, thank you, girls. I just wanted to check in, hang with you, get over the morning that I had, because I had to go back. Last Tuesday, I had to go back into what you American girls called Social Security. We call it Centrelink. I had to go in again because what they'd said they do, they hadn't done, and it's a debacle, and all the paperwork is due tomorrow, and I'm ready to tear my hair out because I've got it in the system, but the systems aren't talking to each other. It's joyful, joyful. A scraps card. Scraps. Okay, metallic embossed. I'll make them all anyway. It's just in what order. So keep your votes coming in, even when I'm off, for which one you would like. Oh, more than happy, Barbara. Don't forget, you can purchase this. I'm going to put the link to my tutorial. This is my teaser card for the tutorial, and I'll put the link in the comments here to my tutorial card. I will do that as soon as I get off. So stay safe, keep well. Any questions, please, I know Cindy's such a pain, please leave any questions or comments. I do love comments. I do like thumbs up on YouTube so more people can find me. So yes, I appreciate all the love. Have an amazing couple of days, and I will see you Thursday lunchtime here in Australia. Bye. Helps if I'm standing up when I say bye so I can press stop. Hey, see you girls. Thanks.